Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom in Food with the Carnivore Way of Eating. And most of us here didn't get to the carnivore way of eating overnight. We each have had our long journeys and our stories to tell about some of the diets and food plans and craziness that we had decade after decade after decade. It's just amazing. When I think about the diets that I went on, I laugh because it's like buying a pair of too tight shoes or the too tight jeans because they're going to fit in a week, right? Have you ever done that? Oh, I'm the only one? Oh, okay. You go into that fluorescent lit changing room, which today at almost 70, you're not going to find me in. I mean, I just remember how painful the fluorescent lights were. There wasn't any defect or good point about my face, my hair, my body that improved with those lights. That's for sure. You would think they would aim for like a nicer, softer lighting and at least help us in keeping the dream going that we are a lot better looking than with those lights. They could probably save Macy's just by changing the lighting. So anyway, here we are, and now we could be doing the carnivore way of eating. Now we already know there's no perfect Mount Carnivore where the leaders of this movement are at the top and they have on ski boots and they're kicking you off should you have anything that isn't on their food plan, because they have designated themselves as the carnivore police. You're going to do what you're going to do. I assume and I give you credit and support in what you're doing. If you have done all of the stupid, dumb food things that I've done, and then you tried low carb, high fat, and then you tried keto, and then you tried keto under 20, and then you went to keto under 10, and then you went more carnivish than carnivore, and then maybe you practiced your mindful eating, your intuitive eating, your not weighing and measuring anymore type of eating, after years of weighing out every gram. I know, I still do it with my coffee, except not my morning coffee. It's black. So you do all of that, and then you still enjoy a piece of chocolate, or you enjoy an avocado, or you go to a restaurant, and they've always had the best of the best veggie something or a salad something. So you have it. That doesn't mean you're going to be kicked off the mountain by those stupid dodo poopy heads. You're not going to be. You are human, and you eat mostly meat most of the time until a rare and appropriate moment comes up. I listen to hardcore carnivores, and they have rare and appropriate moments when they digress from their all meat food plan. They do. They kind of mention it, and a month later they've got the if you don't follow our rules, you aren't carnivore sort of thing. Pay no attention to them. If you need something, if you have something, if something is offered that is like from the plant family and you have it, it doesn't mean you are disqualified, okay? It just means that maybe this is what I find what happens to people, because I'm not doing veg anymore, but this is what I find that happens to people is that they're 98% carnivore, and on this particular moment they are offered a roasted Brussels sprout. Oh my God, imagine. So they have it, and guess what happens? Their tummy doesn't like it anymore. Their that could be a word. Their tummy has gotten sensitive since they've been doing the carnivore way of eating, and suddenly what might have been a sign or a signal back when you were having ample Brussels sprouts, all of a sudden having a couple because it looked so good and, well, it's just a Brussels sprout, it reacted to your body. So sometimes I think those are the lessons that we need to get. We need to see that, yes, indeed, it's not always, it's not always a thing with no consequences or reaction. Sometimes we find that our metabolism has gotten so smooth and we've gotten so used to just animal products that we didn't realize how we might have been upsetting our gastrointestinal system with plant-based items or plants before. And now suddenly it's like, oh, okay, maybe this is my signal. Sometimes we need to have proof. Sometimes we're all from Missouri, right? We're all show me. And so then you learn. That's why this is N equals 1. It is that way with like how many times a day we eat, what type of food we eat, how many ounces of an animal protein we have. Can we have the whole egg, or maybe just the yolk, or maybe just the whites? Who knows? We get to learn that all by ourselves. We get to be the toddler that is like, I got dressed all by myself. Well, I fed myself all by myself. I learned, right? And so if somebody else is doing their carnivore way of eating with a difference than you, or God forbid, you're still having coffee, oh my. Well, all you do is you just keep doing what you're doing. Those people with their shark mouths are going to be circling you all the time because they need to find fault, I guess. I don't know. But if something works for you, like for me, giving up my ingredients, my keto and my butter or ghee in my morning coffee was amazing to me. Now, I've heard that there's not going to be a parade. Oh, can you imagine? But in my life, it's something that there should be a parade. And I'm not going to have one, but you know what I mean. Sometimes the smallest tweak, the smallest nudge to do something different can really make a difference. And it could be so small. It could be like, you'd say it to somebody else. It's like, I'm having black coffee for my first cup of coffee. And they'd go like, yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks for your support. We realize that a lot of our little moments, our little more and more and more with less and less and less with our tweaking is big. It is big to us, but nobody else gives a flying. They don't. So you enjoy your moments. When somebody comments below in my videos, sometimes it's such, excuse me, it's such a big deal for them. And I so get it. I mean, all along the way, the giving up of gum, the giving up of, the black coffee, the giving up of the sweet in my coffee, from the sugar to the alternative sugars, not the artificial. Somehow I never got caught up in artificial sugars, the yellow, blue, white packets, and I throw in the Truvia ones too, and the diet sodas. Somehow I jumped over that hump. I don't know how, but I did. So for me, going from sugar to alternative sugars to no alternative sugars, to no sweet in my coffees was amazing. And now, the thing that happens for a lot of us when we do carnivore and we tweak and some things just go by the wayside, it's a decision. It's something that just happens. Like, I wasn't planning on giving up and having the black coffee. I wasn't. And then it happened. And it's like, oh, this is cool. I wasn't planning on, being a carnivore for starters either. And then it happened. And it just makes, it feels so like organic and genuine and authentic to get to the place where I can let something go. As a lot of you know, I was down to like 1 or 2 Brussels sprouts on Sunday. and then everything else was carnivore. I know, one or two Brussels sprouts, but it was a big deal. I was holding on to them. They came off of the big green egg. We cook them in a great big large cast iron pot, and I gave them up, and I guess I was ready, and I never looked back. But until I did that, I was holding on to them, if you know what I mean. For some people, it's that way with the packets. For some people, it's that way with the diet soda or the gum or some ingredient that they have, the spices. A lot of people, are used to having spicy or spicier meat or using pepper, and giving that up. I had pepper. Pepper was like my best friend. If I didn't drown my eggs in pepper, I always did. And then one day I stopped using it. It just stopped. And it's like no rhyme or reason. No, this is the date. February 27th, I'm giving up cracked black pepper. It wasn't that way. And so we just go along, and then suddenly something stops working or something is ready to be gone, and we slowly just let it go. No parades. I love it when people announce down below. One person just commented, should they give up stevia? They were just wondering, would that make a difference? Otherwise, they are sweet free in their day, but they put that in their tea. So I don't know. Try it. Maybe it's a crutch, which means that you're having it until you don't. And maybe it's, a shackle that, you're kind of addicted to it, and you have to keep having it because you have to keep having it until you don't, right? There are differences. They're subtle. And maybe the crutch becomes the shackle, right? And so suddenly you can't give it up. And then other times the shackle becomes the crutch, and then you kick the crutch out and you find that you don't need it in your day. I don't know. I don't know that about you. I don't know it, about me. I don't know what's next to go on my food plan. I know I do put Kitu, Kitu, a non-dairy creamer, in my coffee. I put butter or ghee in my second and third cup as well. I still enjoy those. But my first one is the black. It's usually Vita Cup, either the Beauty Blend, I know, keep drinking it, Sarah, or the Genius Blend. Yeah, I know. Maybe have two of those every day. But, it's working for me. I just ordered all of these things have been Keurig, and I just ordered a grounds single serve, and it's due today. So I made the space on my counter. It's very small and trim. And I made the space, and I'll start buying bagged coffee because that just feels better environmentally as well as cost-wise. And, still have the same coffees, just I can have the grounds. And that pleases me. I used to do that all the time, and then it was a Hamilton Beach, and it just wouldn't die. It wouldn't die. And so finally I just donated it to a food pantry. And now here I am replacing it. So that's a typical me sort of thing, So I hope that this has spurred you on to just be a little bit more thoughtful about what it is that you have. Is something totally necessary, or are you having it so much out of your habit of doing it that when I gave up my sweetener in my coffee, that meant, the shelf of the Xyla and erythritol I mailed to Miss Joyce in Kansas, but then I had some left over, and I put the sugar bowl, the Xyla bowl, behind things on the pantry. I just needed to get that whole step out and not just look at it longingly. Greg still has his own sweetener, and as most of you know, I squint at all of his stuff. So, I had to get it out of sight and out of mind, and I did. And after about a week, it's like it was just one less ingredient going into the coffee or the Ninja Bullet thing that I put my coffee in to froth it up. and it just worked, you know. I, of course, you know, a couple of times my body remembered reaching for it, but it's not there, so that's good. I didn't need to keep it there as a reminder. And so I was fortunate that way. And now I don't have it. And now, I don't know, did it reduce my cravings? I don't know. I stopped having cravings when I gave up the regular white table, sugar, and grains. When those things went 5 or 6 years ago with the low carb, high fat, I stopped having cravings. I have to be careful because sometimes I can, food porn sometimes has me lingering more than the 3 second rule. So I have to be careful, but I'm not craving it. You know, it just, you know, an ad might have come up or a picture might have come up that captures me for a moment, but then, you know, it goes away. I'm not, you know, planning to deviate from my carnivore food plan. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Carnivore, and I will see you the next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.